Welcome, baseball fans, to this week's News of the Week. Well, we've had another fun week of baseball, and in some of the headlines today, we found out that the Eric Kay, the former Director of Communications for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, no longer with the organization, but he's been charged with the distribution of the prescription drugs that led to pitcher Tyler Skaggs passing away. His autopsy found that he had high levels of prescription oxycodone and fentanyl, both painkillers, in his system, and it was discovered through investigation that were provided to him by Eric Kay. The team alleges that they have absolutely no idea it was going on and did not condone the action, so at least it provides some closure as to what happened. Either way, it's really saddening to lose a potential person, let alone a potential future star in the league, and it's overall a sad story. He passed away, but I'm glad that the team and his family got some closure on this, and that Eric is now facing charges for his inappropriate conduct. However, on some good news with the Angels, Albert Pujols on August 5th hit his 659th home run, leaving him one shy of Willie Mays for 660. I fully expect that he will get that tie-breaking number very soon, and he will go on to set new and amazing records in Major League Baseball, and he's definitely Hall of Fame bound the way he is going. His other numbers, obviously are up for debate for Hall of Fame, but I congratulate Albert Pujols for approaching his milestone in home runs. It's one of the reasons why the Angels got him, and it's always exciting to see somebody chasing a record like this and being so close to such a huge, monumental number. 660 career home runs, one shy, and that is amazing. In other news, infections still continue to hurt the league. The Cubs and Cardinals series this weekend was postponed due to infections. I believe the Cardinals predominantly, but because that they're playing the Cubs also got postponed, and they are actually making up these games here. They are playing a whole bunch of doubleheaders to get games in, and I thought it was interesting because this weekend you've got teams playing doubleheaders that weren't postponed in the first place, but are playing those to free up future dates where scheduling allows them to make up games that were previously postponed. And speaking of postponements, the Phillies and Marlins have returned to action this week. The Phillies had to postpone their series last week against the Yankees, and they got to go and play those games this week because the Yankees were supposed to play the Orioles this week. The Orioles games were played last week, with one to be made up later, and that free up this week to get 3 games in, one of them being a doubleheader. And during those 4-game set, they went 2-2. More on that in the power rankings on Monday. My Marlins, however, come back, and the interesting thing here is not just the fact that they played Baltimore, but going into the series, the 3-game set, both the Marlins having been 2-1 against Philadelphia prior, and the Orioles having a winning record going into the series, Marlins come out on fire and take all 3 games. Now, if this was last year, I would be like, okay, well, they're both at the bottom of the league, so take it with a grain of salt. What I thought was interesting was the fact that Baltimore is second place in their division, right behind New York, and they came into the series with a winning record, and then Miami sweeps them. Whether or not Miami can keep that pace this weekend and beyond remains to be seen. But it did catch some eyes. So congratulations to Miami for both having heavy players to continue playing your games and for doing very well. Because I remember thinking that if you had to bring in enough substitute players where you start looking like a minor league team, it would be very hard for you to compete. And congratulations to Miami for making me eat my words on that. You've come out and you've competed well, and you've defeated Baltimore 3 straight games. Now, granted, they're just Baltimore. My opinion on whether or not they have turned things around and made a miraculous season, I reserve judgment on that. Because last year they were horrible. This year they're doing better. They're not doing amazing, but definitely impressively better compared to last year. So, either way, it was a great series. Good job on the Marlins. Kudos to you. And we'll see how things go. Either way, welcome back to gameplay, both Philadelphia and the Marlins. Now, another quick note. Living in Philadelphia, multiple friends of mine have asked me about the good old greeting that the Philadelphia fans provide the Yankees. I say this with all the love in the world towards Philadelphia fans, okay? I give it to their actions are very much Philadelphia style, and I'll give it to them that while their behavior may appear to outsiders to look very obnoxious, and they're very proud of it, I have to say they own it. So I mean, all I can do is sit back, shake my head, and laugh at it, because when Philadelphia fans do things like that, I'm just like, yeah, at least they own it. They're not doing it unintentionally. They're not doing it out of character. They own it. That's who they are. So it's sort of like you go in there, and when you go into Philadelphia, you expect that. Whether you're the Mets, you're the Braves, you're anybody they're playing, you know what you're going into when you go into Philadelphia. And so, you know, I can't give them a hard time. I can't give them a rash of crap because of their behavior, even if I don't necessarily agree with the way they choose to treat people, guests, because they're supposed to be the city of brotherly love, which makes that seem kind of oxymoronic. But hey, they own it. It's their thing. It is what it is. It's all good. It's all good. No worries. Either way, it was a nice series. I would this is a news of the week video, so I'm not going to go into a breakdown of the game, but it was a lot of fun to watch. Speaking of the games, wanted to go into the history of all the statistics and point out that home runs. The Yankees are off to the league-leading home runs. Now, it's short. It's only been, 10, 12 games. Their 13th game was Friday night, and their streak was broken. But they started off with 12 straight games in a row to open up a season with a home run. And they're leading the league in home runs as a team overall. So congratulations to the Yankees on that one. And it got me thinking, who has the longest streak to open up a season? And I thought this was going to be many years ago. Actually, last year, the 2019 Marlins, who finished the year as a gross disappointment to the team, the fan base, and the league. I apologize for the hiccup. Last year, they actually started the season extraordinarily well. They set a record for 20 straight games opening up the season with a home run. These home runs did not necessarily translate into wins, but hey, that's an impressive streak to set the record in Major League Baseball for opening up a season with consecutive games with a home run. Now, of course, like as I mentioned, the Yankees, their home run streak was broken at 12. Last night they got shut out by the Rays, so, still, either way, it's fun stat, fun mark down memory lane to check out where that ranks in the league in historical perspective. And to wrap up this week, it was a controversial news story. All clubs, after either whether they were doing a before Manfred's statement or post his statement, are trying to make best effort to adhere to the social distancing and the hundreds of protocols that they put in place to protect people from infections. As a result, that means no high fives and physical contact by the hands and stuff like that. They have been coming up with these fake high fives and stuff like that. And the bench coach for Oakland Athletics came up with his own idea of, okay, I can avoid hand-to-hand contact by, bumping elbows here as people coming in from the dugout. I watched the video. He's going like this and, nodding to to have his elbows to elbows kind of thing to the players. What I found interesting was that somebody or people as a whole, the media, apparently decided that this looked like a much more offensive type of salute, and you're welcome to look up the story if you want to, but I saw the video and I'm like, okay, if it actually was a Nazi salute, then I absolutely condemn it and think he owes Willie a great deal of apology and perhaps some punishment for being completely insensitive. But when you're doing an elbow-to-elbow bump as players are coming in, that looks absolutely nothing like the 1930s Nazi salute. So I don't get it, but he still issued an apology, possibly because to err on the side of caution, you make the apology to save your butt and save face and prevent suspensions or getting fired. But I'm like, he's going like this, okay? So what? I mean, I'm like, whatever, dude. You bumped elbows. It's whatever, you know? But hey, I want to hear your thoughts on that. Your where you fall down on that. Do you think he did an offensive gesture? Did you see the same footage that I saw? Did he make a 1930s Nazi salute? I'm not going to do on film. Absolutely not. No question. Or do you think they blew this out of proportion? Do you think he was right to apologize? Do you think it was just for PC public service purposes? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And while we're at it, of all the news of the day, please let me know your thoughts and opinions on all these stories, where you think things fall in your opinion. I would love to hear all about it. And if you just happen to be coming across this video on YouTube, please hit like and subscribe. It greatly helps the channel. And until next time, thank you for watching. Talk to you soon.